moving on to our next story, guys. This. Ethan Klein went ahead and decided to do this insane stream, I guess, where, shocker, he is clearly the victim, as he always is, all right? And he always has been and he always will be, okay? And it's very mean. And you guys should be less mean, all right? So let's go. Let's fucking go, I guess, all right? Buckle up, everybody. Strap in, guys. Hey, my video's not working. Self-induced schizophrenia? I mean, we're basically there, yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, just a little bit more.
Okay, here's my goal with this. I'm going to get through this as quickly and factually as I can.
Limbo Trees, thank you so much for 28 months.
I need to say this.
Can someone tell me what this is going to be about? Yeah, for the past 6 weeks, I know it says it's a 3-hour video, but it's technically just like a 2.5. Actually, probably maybe less. But for the last 6 weeks, basically ever since that one guy put out a video saying Leftovers ended because Ethan Klein is a fucking weirdo. And for the past 6 weeks, he's been posting on Instagram, on his Instagram story, about how Hassan's evil socialist woke community is out to get him. That's the TLDR, okay, of it all. I will show the most recent one that he showed on his story. Pausers? It was like he typed a fucking essay out, dude. All right, well, I'll let you guys know if I do find it, because I guess I missed it. Well, let's keep going.
To address this once and for all, and just, this is it, okay? So let's turn off chat, because you know what I mean? Whatever you guys have to say at this moment, I don't know. I don't want it to be toxic. That's it. That's why I'm turning it off. All right.
I don't want it to be toxic. I don't want people to be mean to me. Do you see what I mean when I say at least I respect Asmongold for not being a fucking pussy? Like, if you're going to talk the talk, fucking walk the walk, pussy, man. If you're going to sit there and screenshot random Twitter accounts that are like a fraction of your size, and you're like, I have to turn off chat because then people will be mean to me. It's like, oh my God, dude. What a baby. Jesus.
As I said, I'm going to be quick and factual. There's no fluff. I want to get through as fast as I can. This is not something you're interested in. Obviously, I understand. I would suggest you refer to timestamps or catch our Friday show if you don't want to watch this. Totally understand. Before I begin, I would like to address a couple of points that I know will be brought up. One that I hear a lot: why don't you talk to Hassan about this privately?
Don't say it.
I did text him a couple of weeks ago after I saw the clip of him saying that he had no problem with Hezbollah. I texted him that I thought it was pretty disappointing and disturbing the way that he was. I'm on no sleep, sorry. What's the word? He was hyping up Hezbollah. And granted, when I texted him that, I said, you know, you don't have to respond to me. I totally understand because it's unsolicited, you know, criticism. I get it. But I was kind of hoping to open the door to a more personal conversation. He did not reply, which I took as basically just like we're on the opposite sides of this issue and talking isn't going to really help, which I get. And I agree. That's probably where we're at, unfortunately. But I did try. And again, not to blame him because I said you don't have to respond, just so you know. I felt I needed to tell you this. So like, it's not like that's what happened. Okay. And in fact, we haven't spoken in a few months. We've spoken very little since the show ended. Obviously, this is what I don't like. I've been taking these stupid little pot shots at him and Instagram stories and stuff. Something happened over the past few days that really fucking set me off and made me get kind of just like determined to finally just do this once and for all. So obviously things have gotten more strained between us as time has gone by. And after some recent events, which I'll get into, I find it impossible not to say anything. You know, I don't want people don't need to speculate about our relationship, about our opinions about each other. I just want to address it now openly, bluntly. as a person, as a friend, I respect Hassan. I don't think you need to choose between us. It's not like that. In fact, it's not personal at all. Um, I am seeing a concerning rise in anti-Semitism and a normalization of it in a way that I don't think Hassan is anti-Semitic, but I do think that stuff he does contributes to it. Well, and I know that's a big claim. However, I hope that you will watch this through. I believe it's well supported, and I feel that it will be persuasive if you listen to what I'm saying. So please, at least give me the due. Give me your
Oh my
ears.
God, dude, he really is like a clingy ex. Jesus, Dylan North, thanks so much for 5 months.
For a moment to hear me out, and feel free to disagree with me all you want, but yeah, but again, like, it's not. I mean, Hassan can do better. He can conduct himself better, in my opinion. You know, it's possible that we could be friends again down the line.
Oh my God, he is just like a clingy ex. Oh shit.
Or not that we stop being friends, but we could be friendly again, or more on talking terms. I don't know, down the line. But at the moment, he is like the lead. He's kind of like the most prominent voice on this issue. So it's not personal. It's literally just addressing where this is all coming from. Another comment that I read all the time that I want to address up front, and was kind of the heart of all the problems that I'm having here, is that I hear all the time. In fact, this was the top comment on a thread on our subreddit, is that with all the terrible things happening in Gaza, I can't bring myself to care about anti-Semitism.
I first got to know about Ethan Klein from his complete ambush of Steven Crowder, sad what he's becoming. Dude, that's fucked up. That's fucked up that you started with him there.
Which I understand the sentiment, right? There are terrible things happening in Gaza. However, these are the people who are nonstop trying to convince everybody that Zionism is not Judaism, and convince themselves that we don't hate Jews, we just hate Zionists. So when I complain about anti-Semitism, why is it that it always goes back to Israel? It seems that they're the ones that are confused about Zionism and Judaism. Because again, if I'm complaining about anti-Semitism, what does that have to do with Gaza, or what does that have to do with Gaza? You know what I mean? Apparently, according to them, nothing, if they're not related. This is a confusion that is at the root of the problem I'm having of contributing and rising anti-Semitism that I'm seeing, is this usage of the word Zionism, which is basically become a catch-all. It doesn't mean much, and it has a whole spectrum of meaning. As I'll show, it can mean, like, if you look at a leftist Israeli, you ask them what Zionism is, they'll tell you, a lot of people tell you it's Western expansion, like settler expansionism, right? And they say, oh, I'm anti-Zionist, I'm against that. Where the idea of, like, you know, taking Israel off the map, they would be like, that's insane. Like, obviously, no. So are they a Zionist? Or is it a Houthi pirate that Hassan's been hyping up, and a Houthi flag that says "curse upon the Jews" and "death to Israel"? Is that Zionism? What does it mean? What does it mean? People call me a Zionist all the time on the internet. To what extent does it? The extent of my Zionism is this: do I think Israel should be wiped off the map? No. That's the extent, and that's all it takes to hit me with that catch-all. You know what I mean? I find it's turned into a slur. I'm going to get into all that, and I hope you guys will listen. I'm grateful to everybody who's a fan of both of us. I hope you will not take this personally. It's completely reasonable to be a fan of both of us, and I'm grateful that you're able to put aside whatever perceived differences we've had and able to enjoy both of us. If you decide you can't watch, understand, love you. Know the processing.
I don't think Ethan knows what Zionist means. No, he doesn't.
Things that are happening in the news is extraordinarily difficult. I will not judge anybody for walking away. Perhaps at this point in time, it's better for both of us if you do decide to do that. However, that being said, I do hope you listen to my presentation before deciding to depart. But once again, this is something in my heart that I feel I must communicate. And so that is what I'm doing. And I also want to say to
I hope it's a PowerPoint.
everyone who's expressed their support to me over the past 2 days, I am extremely grateful. Thank you. There was a point when I felt like literally nobody supported me, and it was just my own community was like, I felt gaslighting me and just
Can you imagine your own community does you a service by reaching out to you and saying, hey, I really love your show. I really love you. I love your content. I love the team. I love everything you guys do. You guys always make my day better. But I really feel like a lot of the stuff that you've said recently about Israel has been incorrect, and it's been justifying this genocide, and it's been really like not cool. And your first thought is, I'm literally being gaslit right now. I'm being gaslit by my own audience. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus. Oh my God.
completely shitting on my beliefs. However, there was a very hopeful push towards some more healthy discourse that I felt encouraged by, and I want to thank the people that who did that. And so thank you. Yeah. Also, I want to say to Hassan that I appreciate all the times you've defended me from your community. I know I'm not one to hold someone responsible for what their fans do, as you probably know that, you know, our audience does crazy shit. However, I do think that while you tell everybody to, you know, leave me alone or whatever it is you say, that your rhetoric, your tone, the way you carry yourself on this topic is the reason why I'm being harassed by so many people online, a large part of your audience. So let's start from the beginning.
By the way, the harassment in question, the only harassment in question that he's shown so far in the past 6 weeks of him posting on his Instagram story has been people saying, hey, actually, you can't just bomb civilians because there are terrorists nearby, and that's actually not cool. And if you think that Hamas is in power because they're evil and they love to hate the Jews, you have fundamentally misunderstood this conflict. That's the harassment in question. That's the harassment in question. Buddha, thank you so much for the 3 months of Prime. Miserable, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you.
Here's an album of the stories, just to catch you guys up to date. This started with...
Dude, can I just say one thing? Why? I'm about to show a chat message. I'm about to show some chat logs. Why is every Zionist like a freak? Like, Ethan Klein has not been justifying genocide. You're dumb as shit. Brogan deserves everything that comes to her. What's wrong with the Zionists like this? Like, why is it that the second anyone criticizes them, they're like, you know what? I think you should suffer. I think you should suffer. And you know what? I think this person should suffer, and this person. It's like, whoa, dude. First of all, who brought up Frogan? Why is Frogan being brought up right now? That's crazy that you're bringing her up. That's so weird, man. She hasn't come up in this conversation yet. That's bizarre. Second, why is it that you people being freaks online that defend the state of Israel in a very Zionist fashion, why do you guys always go directly to, I hope bad things happen to the people I don't like? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I genuinely don't. Why are you so pro-suffering? I would like people to stop dying and stop suffering. I would like 0 Israelis to die, and I would like 0 Palestinians to die. I would like there to be no violence. I would like to see people stop dying in the Middle East, regardless of who they are. Why are you such a freak and want people to suffer? That's so fucking weird. So bizarre. What's the comparison to Anne Frank? It's fucking, it's a really stupid clip. I'm not even going to delve into that because it's a whole shit show. Glad this topic. First time catching the stream. Glad the topic is this because Hassan doesn't want to touch it, and I understand. I mean, Hassan doesn't want to touch it because there's no point in touching it, right? Like, he's just being he's inclined just being weird on main for some bizarre reason.
This tweet I saw. By the way, I pulled this last night to see where it was
That
at.
train wreck, thank you for the gift sub to Frogan.
When I posted it, had like 30,000 likes. It says 90,000 likes, 2 million views. I never heard of this guy, or no, it's from, first of all, Comrade Casey. Yeah.
Okay,
Comrade
objectively,
Casey.
the Comrade Casey tweet was funny. I'm assembling a team. That tweet, I'm assembling a team, that was funny. Okay. Because that has the same vibe as like Nightmare Blunt Rotation or whatever, right? I hope they commit Suicide Squad. That one is like, oh, dude, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. You're pushing it. I'm not going to say, you know, this and this, that, or this, but I don't know. Yeah, we will, trust me, you will get banned. You will. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Guts. Welcome.
See, the guy who is a fucking absolute creepy weirdo who was...
I don't get how the tweet is anti-Semitic. It's not. It's very clearly a criticism of the people in question that are talking, right?
Posting Hamas simping shit via love. It was so weird. This dude... Anyway, you guys remember that whole thing. He typed in and said, please stop talking about me. And, well, continue to talk about me. Very good. And again, I'd also like to wonder, what the fuck is it exactly I've said or done to like belong in this image? I know what you're saying, right? What have I done? I continually ask myself, why am I being held up with these group of people? And anyway, Comrade Casey said, I'm assembling a team. This guy, Hassan Kader, said, I hope they commit Suicide Squad. And, which I found, I'm like, wow, okay, so...
First, I wanna know if the crew is under contract or something, and that's why they just sit there in silence, or if they don't care. Low-key, I think H3 crew is just like, dude, I don't want to touch this with the 10-foot pole. I just want him to stop fucking talking about Hassan and Palestine. That would be my guess.
90,000 likes telling me to kill myself. For a belief and again, this is part of the problem. Like, what have I done? Like, why am I in these memes getting 2 million views of me telling me to kill myself? Because apparently I'm like anti-Islam or I hate Gaza or whatever. I mean, Asmongold was just blasted for saying horrible shit about like, I don't remember the verbatim, but he said something like Muslim culture or Arab culture is inferior, which is insane, right? It's fucked up. It's insane. When have I ever said anything like that? You know what I mean?
Anytime, thank you for the 15
Never.
months.
Okay. So, but since when is telling people to kill themselves like normal? And again, part of the irony of this whole thing is that on the left, they're basically willing to undermine everything they believe in. I guess at the behest of going after Zionists, because they see Zionists as subhuman. They see them as Nazis. They've given each other permission and consent and the green light to essentially target whoever they perceive as Zionists with whatever abuse they deem necessary, because they're Nazis and they're killing children and innocent people in Gaza. That is my problem. Anyway, I responded to this tweet telling me to kill myself with 90,000 likes. I said, deranged shit, telling me to kill myself with 36,000 likes at the time, 36. What exactly as I said or did? Nobody has ever been able to tell me.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to say something. Okay. You know, when someone says, what did I do? No one has been able to tell me. 100 people have told them. 100 people have told them. Okay. Okay. All right. I will say it another time, another 101 times, I guess. You insist on defending Israel's right to defend itself. Okay, fine, whatever. You and like most mainstream media, great. But if any of Israel's enemies try and defend themselves, it's obviously wrong, obviously terrorist actions, and Israel should kill all of them. Most, I think, notably or most recently, right, the conflict between Hezbollah and Israel. Israel is allowed to bomb the shit out of Iran. It's allowed to bomb the shit out of Lebanon, and you say nothing about either of those things. No commentary is made on Israel just bombing the shit out of Iran and Lebanon. When Hezbollah targets a military base and only injures and kills IDF members, you say that it's still wrong. And Israel now needs to defend themselves even harder. What is it? What is it that you want exactly? Iran and Palestinians in Gaza and Lebanon to do? Do you want them to just roll over and Israel should be able to do whatever they want? What is their recourse? What are they allowed to do? Are they allowed to defend themselves or no? Because I'm with you on civilians. I'm with you on that. We should try to have the civilian deaths go to zero. I would like 0 civilian deaths. But like, what's the... please tell me. What is it that Israel's enemies should do? They should just lie down and let Israel kill them? Is that what you really think? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. He literally referred to Ramallah as that terrorist city when asking Ila about her time in the IDF. Was it him that referred to Ramallah as a terrorist city? I think it was Ila that referred to it. He says all that terrible shit that's been going on, but never actually says what the wrong thing is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just, that's the problem. The problem is that you hold a double standard. When Israel is doing some crazy shit, there's silence, or there's very little on, like, pushback. It's like, oh, Israel, no, they shouldn't do that. So that's bad. And then the second anyone at all says, dude, Israel's doing this fucked up shit, you call it anti-Semitic. That's why people put you in the category with these other people. That's why. My issue with Ethan is that he only brings up the situation when it's talking about the side of anti-Semitism. With that being said, I do still think some of the points he makes in this video are worth listening to and having a conversation about. That's my problem too. And that's, I think, a lot of people's problem, right?
Moving on to the next one. It made me think of this tweet from our wonderful Houthi pirate, the cute Houthi pirate that Hassan interviewed. And I remembered this tweet he put out. Just a cute tweet from our favorite Houthi. Same people telling me to kill myself love this guy. And that's true. They do. They love him. Hassan interviewed him. He hypes him up even as recent as like this week. Okay. This is a tweet he put out. The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists. And it features somebody whose arms is...
From my understanding, not a Houthi, also, for starters. And second, pretty sure the guy who made this tweet literally clarified and said, I'm not talking about Jewish people. I'm talking about Zionists. And he makes a distinction between, you know, the people that come from Brooklyn to take over somebody else's house, because if they don't take it, somebody else will. And Jewish people, and that there are different things. Which is crazy that you need to even fucking clarify that. Like, I don't... Whatever.
Tie behind their back, and they've been impaled by a spike through their asshole and up and through their mouth.
Also, let's just be real, okay? Like, this is the nicest thing that could happen to someone like Bibi Netanyahu. Which is like, that is, I think, someone that everyone can agree, Zionist scum. Like, that guy is a total piece of shit. Like, absolutely. There is no punishment that would fit his crimes. This would be kind for someone like that, right? They're obviously not talking about random Israelis that were born in Israel that had nothing to do with any of this. They're obviously not talking about all Jews.
I would like to know what people go, Hassan talked to him and he said he's not a Houthi and he says he doesn't hate Jews. Why is it you understand how this works with every other minority group? Like, do you really think that if I asked this guy, like, tell me what do you think a Zionist is, that he would have some nuanced answer about the difference? I mean, as you'll see, this kid is a rampant anti-Semite and a violent Houthi terrorist, which I will prove to you guys, in my opinion, beyond a shadow of a doubt. However, so like this kind of rhetoric, frankly, disgusts and scares me. People call me a Zionist. People call my wife a Zionist. It's my family.
Okay,
it's my children.
Your wife is absolutely a Zionist. Okay. All right. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Okay. People call you a Zionist because you say a bunch of Zionist shit, man. Because you insist on defending so much of the crazy shit that Israel gets up to and that you feel so obligated to parrot their bullshit and their lies, dude. Your wife literally was like, all this paperwork is boring. Let's go to terrorist city Ramallah so I can get some action. For fun. Like, what the fuck? She's a Zionist. What? This is so insane. The 40 babies defending the hospital bombing, etc. Yeah. Also, the fact that anyone, I don't remember the details well enough, but the fact that anyone at all defended hospitals getting bombed in Gaza because there were obviously terrorist tunnels underneath there is fucking crazy. It's crazy to me. That's insane to me. That's like, anyone would think it's cool. Also, yeah. Like, to say, no, Hila is not a Zionist. I can't believe people would call my wife a Zionist. Meanwhile, clip of his wife talking.
People are saying Israel does that on the daily. The idea
I don't. That's not what I'm talking about.
Wait, sorry. Let's go back.
People are saying Israel does that on the daily. The idea.
I don't. That's not what I'm talking about. See, that's what you're doing. You're excusing people being burned alive and kids being murdered. You're saying Israel does that on the daily. Okay. Now, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. So are you?
I'm denying that.
So are you?
His wife is literally denying that Israel consistently commits war crimes. Like, come on, man. Of course they're going to call your wife a Zionist. Come on. Jesus.
Are you in favor of an Iraqi terrorist cell?
Jesus. I bet people who've spent the past 50 years taking a seized house in Jerusalem and turning it into a peace center for Muslims, Christians. That's not what we're talking about. I mean, I've literally played videos from Israelis who've talked about the fact that they recognize the harm that the IDF and that their government like gets up to, and that they immediately decided that they could not serve in the IDF, that they said, discharge me dishonorably. I don't care. Put me in prison. I don't fucking care. I'm not going along with this. Like, I'm not going along with this. Like, that's what the fuck? Like, no, that's not cool. No, actually, I won't be part of your fucking genocide against these people. And I try my best as often as I can when I see content like that, when I see videos from objectors from Israel who noticed and were able to see past the propaganda that they've been taught their whole lives, that Israel is committing a genocide against Gazans, against Palestinians. I try to raise those voices up because I want people to see, no, like there are a lot of Israelis that try their best, that recognize the shit that their government is up to. In the same way that, like, not every fucking Americans didn't deserve 9/11. America deserved 9/11. There are so many Americans that are aware of all the shit that their government is up to. that are aware of the number of coups that America has done and all over the world, right? Just because you're an American doesn't mean that, like, you think, yay, I love American supremacy and America should bomb the fuck out of everywhere. No. It's the same thing. And I want to raise up voices of Israelis who are conscientious objectors, because it takes a lot of courage. And I don't think every Israeli is fucking evil. That's stupid. But I do think that there are some that are some fucking Zionist freaks, like your wife, which is, she is a Zionist. She literally denies that Israel commits war crimes, despite there being an incredible amount of evidence from third-party organizations, from the UN, from Amnesty International, showing that Israel commits war crimes. To deny that is like... I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying, man. It's crazy.
People are saying Israel does that on the daily.
Denims, you need to consider Ethan's feelings. This is about him, after all, not the genocide. Oh, you're right. You're so right. This really is such a good summary of, like, this is such a good summary for, like, everything Ethan has been up to in the past. I don't know how long. All right, back to the video. Also, yeah, there's literally former IDF soldiers that get out knowing the fucked up things that happen and turn against Israel. I mean, I think for a lot of people, if you get told, like, think about it. You're born in Israel, born and raised in Israel. You've known nothing but Israel. You only have Israeli citizenship. And you join the IDF and you go on, like, I don't know, a drive out. And one of your IDF buddies fucking snipes a kid and starts laughing about it. I think a lot of people would see that and say, what the fuck? Are we the baddies? Are we the baddies? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Right? And there are a lot of people that are going to see that and be like, yeah, based, kill the enemy, yeah, woo. And obviously a lot of it is like life circumstance, what's around you, what you see, etc. But like for all of the people who see crazy shit, who see the fucked up shit that happens, that is encouraged by the state, I mean, I think those voices should be lifted up. Probably there's people in here who know about American troops that have been stationed overseas that have seen fucked up shit that people in their own, like, squad or whatever have done, and then recognize, oh wow, this is why people hate America, huh? It's not people like me who think we're doing the right thing. It's the people who see other people doing fucked up shit and say and do nothing. Anyways, moving on to the next part of this video. Let's go.
Children's life, okay? And this is a guy someone who I considered a friend, is talking about how cute and funny and awesome he is. Well, the immediate reaction to this was our subreddit getting mobbed by Hassan fans and probably snarkers, overwhelming the comments, overwhelming it. Now, here's where they say, top comment, this dude isn't a Houthi. He literally said it in an interview with Hassan. Like, how fucking obtuse are you, seriously? Like, David Duke says he's not a Klan member and he doesn't actually hate black people. It's like, okay, so I guess he doesn't. Like, are you fucking dumb? Okay, I'm getting too emotional. I'll calm it down. But yeah, obviously, he isn't a Houthi. He literally said it to Hassan. Okay, great. Also, this is the part that they go after. This tweet is fake. Just like Ethan, you morons have been duped. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I saw this tweet. I remember it. This is a real tweet. What's going on here? Then people uncritically start accepting it. Wait, for real? Jesus Christ, the misinfo is nuts. Then they respond, yes, and psychophants that are willing to believe Muslim Arabs are inherently evil will
Sorry, I know it's totally irrelevant, but psychophants.
fall for this, like
All right,
Ethan.
sorry.
Now, excuse me. I said this kid's a piece of shit, and all you heard was Arabs are evil. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, why is that what you heard? Continuing, here's a Hassan. Both of these, this guy's a Hassanabi head flare. Honestly, it's really sad watching Ethan slip into this rabbit hole and showing his bias. Brings back memory of that Forsaken Leftovers episode when you wouldn't even engage
This is the definition of being too online. Yes. Yes. There's a reason when I like end my stream, I don't like touch any of this shit. Like, it does bad things to your brain to do this. I mean, you look, fucking, we have the human trials on display. It is Ethan Klein on display for the rest of us. This is why you get the fuck offline. Don't do this shit all day, all night. Especially, I think it's a little bit different also as like a viewer, because it's like, you're not going to get, I think, terminal brain rot as like someone who watches like the equivalent of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, right? But if you're stalking like your name on Twitter and you're checking tweets, anyone who's mentioning you on Twitter, and you're watching every like hate video on you, and you're checking your subreddit and being like, so many Hassan people in here, like, you need to stop. Like, this is not good for you. I don't do this shit. I see haters and I'm like, okay. Rent free, I guess. I'm not watching this shit. I got better things to do. I got friends that want to play some video games, dude. I gotta go call some people in my Valorant game morons, all right? Like, come on, man. Be real. Be fucking real. All right, I got like stuff to bake. I made pie the other day, guys. I made this sick, nasty lemon custard pie with like a strawberry compote on top. It was sick. It was really good. It was a really good pie. Yeah. I made donuts the other day, dude. It was dope. There were some dope ass donuts. All right. My oven's broken, but I want to bake so bad. Oh, I'm sorry for you, man. Fuck. Drop the recipe, queen. I might have to. I might have to drop the recipe because the recipe was pretty nasty. It was pretty sick nasty. I have shit I have better things to do with my life, not fucking this. How out of touch do you have to be that you're spending your free time preparing this shit? And the worst part is, all he is doing is alienating his fans. They don't want to even see this shit. He keeps claiming not to be a Zionist and then just keeps repeating talking points like, what the fuck? Yeah, I just don't.
With Palestinian plight, and kept saying, what about Israel? I don't even know what he's talking about exactly, but essentially they've all, and this is just an excerpt, but the whole chat was like, this is misinfo. Ethan's like lying, and this kid is innocent. He would never tweet this. He would never, ever tweet this. Moving on to the next one. I did a tiny bit of research, and I found the archive, thankfully. I would have lost my mind if I didn't, because I swear I saw it. Here's the tweet. It happened. The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists. Here it is from this kid, July 23rd, 2024. By the way, he's banned on all social medias, and there's a reason for that. It's because he's a fucking terrorist, and he posts shit like this. Okay? Does that surprise anybody? I said, so now that we've proven it's real, I suppose we'll see a lot of apologies and corrections. Of course, we did not see that. But kind of what continues to shock me is, you know, people on the left are so hypercritical of MAGA people being like divorced from reality and not listening to reason and not acknowledging facts and kind of just thinking, and whatever they think is real, they speak and it becomes real. That's literally what just happened in that chat. I posted something that was true, and because it went against their dogma, they swarmed our subreddit to accuse me of lying with zero evidence, and people uncritically believed them. That to me is disturbing, and that to me is dangerous. Here's a post that, again, doesn't have a lot of engagement, but I was struck by the fact that it had minus likes, excuse me. As I said, I'm getting over something nasty.
Is he beefing with a Yemeni teen being rightfully very angry about what Israel has done to his society? You don't understand, dude. Only Israel has a right to defend itself. Okay? If you're mad that Israel bombed the shit out of your country and killed many of your friends and family members, and you think that Zionists who think that it's okay to bomb random brown buildings are bad and they should die, you're actually the worst person alive. 2 downvotes showing to everyone. You guys don't understand. It's -4 downvotes. This is my own community. The consensus, I should take the anti-Semitism and keep moving. Stop complaining. I dare you to say that to any other movement. Let's read the comment. So all hate speech and threats of violence are fine because there's other horrendous violence. It's okay for everyone to post violent hate speech because violence exists. Please explain. Things can be bad without there being a comparison. It's not a zero-sum game. I don't want atrocious cruelty and violence, and I don't want hate speech all over social media. I'm okay. I'm being downvoted because I guess you guys are okay with seeing people that threaten to kill and spear people alive. All hate stuff is bad and apparently a controversial opinion. This world is so fucked. Guys, he got downvoted because he was being annoying, okay? That's why he got downvoted. Because in a conversation about a genocide, this random fucking Reddit user decided to be a Redditor and say, oh, so let me get this straight. All violence is fine. We are fine with violent hate speech now. Unbelievable. Like, what the fuck? Yes, actually, there is no difference between good things and bad things. And Ethan Klein, the victim that he is, the consensus is that I should just take the anti-Semitism. What happened to anti-Semitism? It's the anti-Semitism in the room with us. Is it in the room with us? Flanking Frida, thank you for the sweet message. Thank you for the 16 months. Maybe it's your own community, Ethan Klein. Maybe it's your own community. A literal survivor of genocide by American bombs, maybe I'd be a little bit radical too. The fact that the kid isn't anti-Semitic is a display of unbelievable empathy by him. It's just stupid, dude. It's just so dumb. It's just double standards and total hypocrisy. Ethan is stuck on the idea that everyone who criticizes Zionists online are actually secretly talking about Jews. And it's like, that's not what's happening. If Ethan doesn't want to believe that this guy isn't a Houthi, why should I believe Ethan when he says that he's not a Zionist?
This person said, so all the hate speech and threats of violence are fine because there's other horrendous violence. It's okay for everyone to post violent hate speech because violence exists. Please explain. Things can be bad without there being a comparison. It's not a zero-sum game. I don't want atrocities, cruelty, and violence, and I don't want hate speech all over social media. Being downvoted because I guess you guys are okay with seeing people threaten to kill, spear people alive. All hate stuff is bad is apparently a controversial opinion. This world's so fucked. And this person was getting downvoted. And it's like, dude, this is in my own community. The consensus I should just take the anti-Semitism and keep moving. And how dare I even complain or acknowledge it is so absurd. I invite you to imagine even saying that to another minority group and then being applauded and upvoted and cheered on for it.
I am unsubscribing from HTR. I only even discovered them through Sam Cedar. I really do feel bad for fans who found Ethan Klein from Sam Cedar. So sad.
Where you see that? Fucking probably 4chan or, MAGA threads. Probably where you see white supremacists talking about other races and stuff where they're, shut up and take it. And once again, what does anti-Semitism have to do with Zionism? If I'm talking about anti-Semitism and your response is, I just don't care because of all the stuff happening in Gaza, how is it related?
Where's the anti-Semitism? For example, my own stream, many other people who do the same thing that I do, I frequently talk about how anti-Semitism is alive and well, and how one of the worst things, obviously not the worst thing, but one of the worst things about this conflict is that all it's done is cause more Islamophobia and more anti-Semitism everywhere else in the world. Because a bunch of Nazis see other people saying, don't do genocide, and say, oh, we hate the Jews too. And then they say, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you're mistaken. I don't think any state has a right to commit a genocide. I don't give a fuck if the people doing it are Jewish. I want people to stop doing genocide. I am against genocidal states. I am against apartheid states. What the fuck? And I mean, there have been maybe in the past year, like maybe five people that have come in here and said like some crazy anti-Semitic shit, like this classic Jews. And I'm like, whoa, banned immediately, actually. Because shocker, crazy. The people that are against a state doing genocide are against the state doing genocide, regardless of who is being genocided.
You're the one conflating Zionism and Judaism, and you do it all the time. Next. Here's another one, Hassanabi Head. I thought Ethan said he wasn't a Zionist, right? Fuck Zionists. For real, fuck Zionism. He is. I mean, again, there's a famous clip of him calling the West Bank a Palestinian terrorist city. I'm not sure what that one is. But, again, I'm willing to address anything that comes up. I thought Ethan said he wasn't a Zionist. So they're saying, like, why should he care about... Hold on, let me make sure I'm doing this in order.
That's really funny. Sorry, this chat message. Zionists in a local town want to protest against the bakery because the bakery had a sign that said, "We only serve people who believe in peace for all," and they somehow took that as anti-Semitic and hating all Jews. Okay, was the bakery owned by Ethan Klein? Or sorry, was the protest against the bakery led by Ethan Klein? And this is exactly what's happening. It's people saying Zionism, thinking that a Jewish state is allowed to do whatever the fuck it wants, and it's allowed to expand, and settlements are fine, and colonization's okay, and it furthers the Jewish state, so it's okay. Saying that that's bad somehow causes other people to say, "It sounds like you're anti-Semitic." Stories, thank you so much. Thank you for the gift sub. Wait until you see later on in the video, level of mental gymnastics is impressive. Fuck, dude. Wrong tweet. Sorry. There we go.
So they're saying, in response to the spike, this person being impaled by a spike to death, and him saying, "I want to kill all Zionists like this," they say, why should Ethan care? He's not a Zionist. In fact, this is proof he's a Zionist because he doesn't like this. I thought Ethan said he wasn't a Zionist, right? Fuck Zionists. And again, reminder, this is a picture of someone being impaled from their asshole to their mouth. And people are saying, fuck Zionists. For real, fuck Zionists. These people are essentially co-signing these threats of violence while calling me.
Can you imagine like a picture of like Hitler being impaled and being like, "You guys just really don't like German people." What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Jesus. Someone saying, "Hey, if you're fucking occupying our territory and you think Israel has a right to defend itself by dropping fucking bombs on every brown building you don't like that might have terrorist tunnels underneath it, you're a Zionist, and I don't give a fuck about you and your well-being because you think it's okay to commit violence against other people." For you to take that and be like, "You clearly hate Jewish people," it's so victim. It's so victim. It's so victim mentality.
Zionist, because I apparently care about people being spiked up the asshole. FBI crime stats. This came out, I think, just last month. Jews make up 2% of the population and 15% of hate crimes in America. Must be nice for people unaffected by anti-Semitism to tell Jews it doesn't matter. It must be nice.
Who is saying
to have
this?
that to come from that
Who is saying it doesn't matter?
That place of moral superiority. You're completely unaffected. It's quite stark. I mean, African-American hate crimes are still number one, but for the proportion of Jews making up like 2% of the population of America, the fact that they're number two is pretty stark.
Massive boxing shadows.
So, again, you'll
For real. Daytona, thank you so much for the 17 months.
hear this kind of relates to a statement Hassan says. Maybe
Also, what an awful thing for him to say when he literally hasn't even spoken about Palestinians being sodomized to death. It's not even a hypothetical for them. Yeah. It's just infuriating, dude.
I'll pull it up now. Okay. One sec. Hassan says 16 in the doc.
How does he not hear himself saying this? He sounds deranged. Oh my God. Stories, thank you for the tier 1.
Here it is. One sec here, guys. 16 in the doc. This relates to this.
I think what's crazy about this
He's
is
talking
that, like,
about, honestly, at this point, I don't even remember what me and Frogan were arguing about, but he's basically defending Frogan. Do you remember what happened, Dan? Is Dan there? What happened with Frogan? I literally don't even remember the details of it. You don't want to say. That's fine.
You
Yeah,
unfollowed her.
I say what?
You unfollowed her, and then she talked about it in Discord.
Is that what he's talking about? Oh, this is from the
Poor AB, dude. Fuck. Why is Frogan being brought up again?
first one? Okay. So then that's what it's about. When I unfollowed her, and then she said I hate Arabs and stuff in Hassan's Discord. And instead of, and this is a mod on his.
Yes, she was joking. She was joking. There's literally, someone just fucking linked it. There's literally an article about Ethan Klein making a joke about how he hopes that Ben Shapiro gets gassed first or last. I guess you meant that you literally want to go kill Ben Shapiro yourself, right? If Frogan wasn't joking when she said that, then you clearly weren't joking either, right? Because there's no jokes allowed anywhere, ever. Like, come on, dude. Like, come on. He also said bomb the NRA that one time. For anyone who doesn't know the Frogan context, he unfollowed Frogan because she was tweeting a bunch of pro-Palestine stuff. And then Frogan made jokes in her Discord. And she's like, no, Ethan, follow me back. I hate all Arabs. I swear I hate all Arabs, Habibi. She was joking. In her Discord. With her community. I think it was either her Discord or the Hassan Court, actually. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But everyone there knew it was a joke. No one there actually thought that Ethan Klein hates Arabs. For you to take that so seriously, like, grow up. Oh my God, man.
Channel. Instead of, having a word with her about, what's going on, he actually chastised me. For what? Let's see.
Ethan is very frustrated and very emotional in this moment, but doesn't recognize that, like, perhaps a Lebanese woman who's a hijabi in the United States of America could also be very emotional in this exact same moment. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so... And the reality of the matter is anti-Semitism is an unacceptable form of bigotry, whereas Islamophobia is a very acceptable form of bigotry. So being the bigger person in this situation, regardless of your feelings.
So anyway, and God forbid you actually read the chat. But what I'm hearing, frankly, is that anti-Semitism is not really an issue. And so you shouldn't, your complaints are less equal than Frogan's complaints because Islamophobia.
Somehow from this, Ethan got Hassan said Jews don't matter.
Is more serious than anti-Semitism, despite, by the way, the fact.
That's crazy that that's what you got from that. That's crazy that that's what you got from that. Wow. That's insane. That is crazy. That is literally crazy. It's a clip of him saying anti-Semitism alive and well, Islamophobia alive and well. On mainstream media, you are not allowed to be anti-Semitic. You can't just get on and say like the Jews or them without getting backlash. I mean, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? You absolutely can get on and say we need to bomb the shit out of them, which people have done and continue to do. Islamophobia is way more acceptable to the average American viewer than like blatant anti-Semitism. Does that mean anti-Semitism isn't around? Fuck, obviously not. Anti-Semitism is still around, sadly. But you want to know what, man? There's no Call of Duty game where you go and kill the Zionists, okay? That doesn't exist. How many terrorist games are there? You can go and kill the terrorists? Like, come on, man. Fucking come on, dude.
That, as I pointed out, in reality, or not the opposite, because there is Islamophobia, but like this claim that anti-Semitism doesn't exist because everybody knows it wrong.
He said it existed.
As I perceiving it, is absolutely false. I've never seen more open anti-Semitism in my life, my whole life. The way that it's being normalized by the left and the right, and it's being kind of, you know, in a case like this, he's normalizing it. He's normalizing it. He's greenlighting it. Again, FBI stats. Jews are number 2. 2% of the population, 15% of all hate crimes. Okay. This is all I'm here. This is what I hear. This to me is it's like, disgusting. Frankly, it's disgusting. It's a disgusting thing to say in the face of rising anti-Semitism, which once again, apparently has nothing to do with Zionism.
Ethan is...
So why is it, you know, that like when...
He's actually fighting ghosts, huh? He's actually just like fighting shadows. This is sad. This is sad, dude. I know you're not going to listen to me or anyone else because you've convinced that you're on this moral crusade and you have to win. But, Ethan, like, it's your fans that are tired and sick of you doing this shit, of you shadowboxing no one, of you just being a freak. He used to make fun of people like this. He used to get on a show ages ago. I mean, like, old H3 fans know. He used to get on his show and make fun of feminists who would say that they were being harassed because they were women. And he'd be like, no, it's not because you're a woman. It's because you're fucking annoying, you bitch. And now here he is doing the exact same thing and just no self-awareness. None. And then to make this about yourself, to make a conflict where people are fucking dying about yourself is fucking crazy, dude. Jesus. I don't like how he brings up hate crimes when a Palestinian child was literally murdered by his landlord or when Palestinian college students were shot with one of them being paralyzed. Yeah.
Stop Asian Hate, that movement happened when, you know, these terrible hate crimes were happening to Asian people during COVID of like random acts of violence.
I promise you, he would get like 500 new fans every single day for the next month if he just got on and said, hey, I'm going to stop talking about the Palestine stuff because I think I got too deep into the sauce and the conflict's not about me. And do I get anti-Semitic messages? Yes. Is it often? Sadly, yes. But I can turn off my computer. I can log off. I can hang out with my family, my friends, and have a good time. You know who can't turn that shit off? The people who live in Gaza right now. And it makes me sad to see fucking refugee camps or tents or people's homes being burned to the ground. I think I don't want to talk about this anymore, but, you know, my heart goes out to all the people who have to suffer every single day. He would immediately gain back all of his fucking audience. I promise you, because people want to like him. They already want to like him. People don't go from being like fans for years to suddenly hating someone if they didn't do anything wrong. It's just so stupid, but he's like insisting on going on this crusade.
New York City and elsewhere. The people like Hassan.
It's true. I miss liking him. I miss liking him. Are you kidding me?
Excuse me. And left rallied behind them. Nobody said, well, you know, there is a chance China let it out of a lab. So, you know, maybe the problem is that you need to get a hold of China. You know, maybe you wouldn't be getting punched in the face if China wasn't locking down its country and whatever. That's what I hear from people like Hassan.
Can I just say real quick, there's a few things.
Dude, Mike has such good banger tweets, dude. If it is true that the leader of Hamas, Sinwar, has been killed, I hope that the Biden-Harris administration will use it as a time to declare victory and end the war with the mastermind of October 7th killed. Hamas leadership has now been extirpated. Ceasefire and hostage deal now. Fucking Mike, dude. Fucking Mike tweets, dude. Thank you for saying that. He believes all of us on Snark are haters, but we're actually just his lost fans. We just want him to be better again. He just doesn't believe it because he doesn't want to believe it. He doesn't want to believe that there's shit that he's saying that's making people upset.
Things I want to say, but I want you to finish. I know you have a lot to get through, so I'd rather say it at the end, but there are a couple things
Okay.
I'd like to say in response.
Okay.
And very emotional in this moment, but doesn't recognize that, like, perhaps a Lebanese woman who's a hijabi in the United States of America could also be very emotional in this exact same moment. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so... And
once again, comparing actions, I quietly unfollowed her to avoid any problems. She was posting what I perceived as sympathetic posts, encouraging and glorifying Hamas violence against Israelis. Didn't want to see it. I unfollowed her. She started making a huge scene, and including going into Son's community as a moderator and saying, I hate Arabs.
She posted 4 messages in Hoscord saying, no, I can't believe one of my favorite creators unfollowed me. No, Ethan Klein, look, I hate Arab people. Please, no, don't go. That was making a huge scene and saying he clearly hates Arabs, and not her obviously making what I think was a funny joke, okay? All right? And it was everybody who read it knew it was a joke. Everybody. She made a huge scene, but here I am months after still talking about it.
The actions are not equal, not even close.
the reality of the matter is anti-Semitism is an unacceptable form of bigotry, whereas Islamophobia is a very acceptable form of bigotry. So
again, her problem with Islamophobia is worth listening to. It's very real, and we have to listen to her. And frankly, she can't really do anything wrong. It seems like no matter what, because she's emotional or, you know.
That is crazy. That's crazy, dude. This is sad. Like, this is actually so sad. I feel like you can see that she was trying to joke and make light of something that legit got to her a little. Yeah. Oh, emotional women. Classic, classic. This is crazy, dude. Ethan Klein being one of the most emotional people on the internet, calling other people emotional is like... Dude, if this happens to me, if this ever happens to me, just like fucking lobotomize me, man. Shit.
You know, she's a woman who's wearing a hijabi. He said, I don't know how to say it. Hijab.
Come on. I know you can do it. People.
Hijabi.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for the 23 months.
So therefore what?
And before he's like, Denim's community, they literally said I should dig myself a grave. Why? Because they want me to die, obviously. Not that that's a metaphorical or a metaphor for putting yourself in a really awkward position and continuing to dig yourself into that position. It clearly must be that everyone here is anti-Semitic and thinks I should be in a grave.
7 months.
Oh, God. He just cannot fathom that people are attacking him for the shit that he's saying, not who he is. Tuxedo Friday, thank you for the 7 months. Oh my God, Sean, thank you. Sean, thank you so much for the 400 raiders. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, God.
She gets a pass on everything, and I never get to complain about anti-Semitism, even though Jews on a whole, according to FBI stats, there's more hate crimes against Jews than there are at this moment than Arabs or Muslims, according to the FBI stats. Now, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying what he's saying here is factually wrong. It's just an outright lie to make it seem like Jews are complaining about something that doesn't exist, even though they are. And it's a gaslighting campaign that continues to go on. That's my take on that part. Going back, I'm skipping.
This is the equivalent of this is me saying Ethan Klein is very clearly a misogynist and an Islamophobe for criticizing Frogan. Obviously, he unfollowed her because he's a raging misogynist and thinks women shouldn't be able to vote. Like, no, dude, sometimes you can just criticize someone because you don't like what they're saying or you don't like them. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe. Oh, Majority Report, welcome. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you guys for the raid, the back-to-back raid. I'm so sorry, Majority Reporters. I've sadly had to deal with watching this brain rot, namely the Ethan Klein descent from greatness, from his peak of baiting the fuck out of Sam Cedar to doing whatever the fuck he's doing now. Talking about how he's being very victimized and Hassan's community is attacking him with anti-Semitic rhetoric. Yeah, it's very sad. Very, very sad.
Being around.
Sorry, did I say not Sam Cedar? Sorry, Steven Crowder with Sam Cedar ambushing Steven Crowder. Sorry, sorry, my bad.
Bit trying to make sense, but we're getting there. We're getting there. If you guys want to look, the whole FBI census was posted recently, the new one, and it's interesting. I mean, check it out if you're interested. But yeah, FBI crime stats on USA, telling people that anti-Semitism doesn't matter must be awesome and nice when literally you don't care. Do you think it's normal? So now the question goes to like, so first they said the tweet was fake about the pike, the killing Zionists with a pike. Okay, that's proven real. But then they say, well, he's not a Houthi pirate. He's just like a cool, awesome Yemenis kid who's kind of just like good kid, Mad City or whatever.
Sam, thank you so much for the prime.
Kendrick reference. Not now, Ethan. Do you think it's no? So I'd like to explore that accusation that he is not a Houthi. Okay, let's look at some of the evidence. Here he is with the AK and combat fatigues. Now in poverty-stricken Yemen, do you think it's possible to get Yemeni? Thank you, Yemeni, not Yemenis. Do you think it's possible, or do you think it's likely
the Islamic Yemenis
to get an AK or an automatic assault rifle in Yemen, poverty-stricken, if you're not affiliated with the Houthis? I mean, Houthis, guns are expensive as fuck. And it's kind of surprising. Dude, and I just continue, dude, there's so much evidence this dude is Jew-hating terrorist.
I have to show the tweet. I have to show it. I'm sorry, but I have to show it. I'm pulling it up. I didn't know that it was gonna be worthwhile, but man, I have to show it, dude. The Siri, pull up the photo. You know the one, Siri. Also, AK's famously not known for being fucking dirt cheap. Yeah. Calling him good kid, mad city is a metaphor that actually applies to someone growing up in a genocide. Ethan will never know what a good kid, mad city actually means. No way American is making the argument that owning a gun equals terrorist. Brother, look around you. Bro, look inside the house, man. This tweet. Ethan Klein when occupation soldier. Please marry me. Ethan Klein when civilian teenager owns gun. Terrorist. To understand that, like, there is a difference between bad people having guns and good people having guns, which I'm not even going to unpack the details of that, but we'll just go with that. And then pull up a photo of someone with a gun and being like, see, they're obviously bad. As if there aren't literally photos of both you and your wife having guns. Your wife in this photo arguably being worse Because like she just like all the stories she's told about her time in the IDF.
Chris, just say you support the Houthis. Stand on your shit. Again, I respect that. Just say you support the Houthis, which his son does, and we'll get to that. But so here he is with a rifle, and again, okay, maybe he found that. I don't know how you get a high-powered rifle in Yemen without being affiliated with the Houthis, living in Houthi territory, but maybe he found it. I don't know. Here he is on top of a boat. Ship, we bombed a ship. This is him on a boat in the sea that was commandeered by Houthis. Here he is. This is a translation that it wouldn't translate for me in the pictures, but feel free to do it. It says, ready to sacrifice, longing for martyrdom on top of a pirated vessel. Maybe he's talking about something else. I don't know.
He finally got tired of harassing Hassan's mod and went direct. Yeah.
Longing for martyrdom, ready for sacrifice. Who knows? Maybe he's talking about something else. You know, it's possible, right? Here he is singing a little ditty on TikTok that goes, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Nice little ditty there. Once again, clearly making a healthy distinction between Jews and Israelis. But just because he told Hassan through a translator once that he doesn't hate Jews, just Zionists, we're going to give him a pass. He's a good kid. And actually, we should prop him up. He's awesome. He's hot, by the way. Cute. Cute kid.
So weird.
So that's good. Yeah. That's fucked up. And now I'm giving myself a note to look at number 12. One moment. Here he is. Now here, this is from a story. This is from the interview.
Let me just discuss that screenshot that we just saw for 2 seconds. One, I am honestly genuinely shocked that anyone under occupation and anyone who's had to deal with the state of Israel has managed to come out unscathed by bigotry and is not become anti-Semitic. When the people who consistently, routinely bomb your schools, your hospitals, your buildings, your homes, kill your family and friends, declare you animals that need to be fucking put down and the children of darkness. And the last thing that they see before their fucking neighborhood collapses is like a bomb with the Star of David on it. Yeah, I'm honestly genuinely not shocked that people would become anti-Semitic. Norm said it best. Does that mean, first of all, does that mean that anti-Semitism is okay? Of course not. Of course fucking not. But there is a huge difference between a 19-year-old who's doing what they think is right because they're trying to stand up against a apartheid state and you, a 40-year-old man, getting upset because people are being a little mean to you on the internet. Holy shit. That is insane. I'll let Norm take it from here. Also, yes, of course. Arabic always translates into English perfectly. Everybody knows languages translate perfectly into each other. Obviously.
Part of their charter or some official document of theirs says, curse the Jews.
I don't get hot under the collar about those things. And not
Original, thank you so much for the tier one.
Because I'm giving people a pass. Israel describes itself as the state of the Jewish people.
Right.
What do you expect these people to do? Have they ever met a Jew who was nice to them? I doubt it. And I remember my father, for him, my mother, every German was a Nazi. That they didn't meet other Germans. And so the Houthis, all they see of Jews is what Israel is doing to Gaza, Israel is doing to Lebanon, Israel is doing here, Israel is doing there. I can't get excited about that. It's not because I give a pass to anti-Semitism. It's because you have to look at the context.
Of course.
And I understood where my father's coming from, and I'm not going to hold somebody else to a more stringent standard than I held my own parents.
Part of their charter.
Just very beautifully put. Just very beautifully put. Also, many people don't even use the term Israeli because they don't recognize the state. Yep. The Arab world doesn't even have the same history of the racist anti-Semitism. I mean, I'm sorry, the Arab world didn't cause the Holocaust, okay? That was Europe. Like, it's so fucking crazy to me.
Palestine, free Lebanon, stay hydrated.
True. Stay hydrated indeed. Zeev, thank you so much for the 4 months. One big issue I have is that an Arabic Jewish is used interchangeably, sometimes with Zionists. They don't interact with other Jewish people other than Israelis, really. Yeah. Arabic use of the term Jew is very contextual, very, very contextual when we talk about Israel and Zionism. Yes, correct. 100% correct. So, moving on. Also, another problem is that Israel keeps pushing the narrative that they represent Jews, so they also don't want the people to make that distinction. Yes. Correct. Absolutely correct. And then once you look at the context, oh, this is a 19-year-old who, for all his life, all he has known is the state of Israel, destroying everything that he loves, and he is doing his best to try and stand up against this state. This state, the same state that says it speaks for the Jewish people. It is the state of the Jews. Are you fucking serious, man? Are you fucking serious?
Hassan did with him. At the time, I have to admit, this interview blew my mind. I thought that this would be a bridge too far and that Twitch would step in and do something. He's interviewing a terrorist. And it's not that he's interviewing a terrorist, because I've seen Hassan try to deflect, just saying, oh, CNN reached me, BBC reached me, they want to talk to him, therefore it's real journalism. Hassan did not ask him one critical question. In fact, the opposite. It was a complete puff piece where he sucked him off, elevated him, was uncritical. And even in the moments of absolutely insane statements like this, he essentially covers for him and acts like ignorant.
Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced the music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So I mean, what?
Yes, he just admitted to being a terrorist who's hanging out with hostages. That's literally just what happened, and Hassan knows it. That's why he's laughing out and trying to deflect.
That's so crazy.
Yes, it is.
But they're just chilling with the captains. Like, I don't understand.
You don't understand? Why would? Do you think anyone would just get access to hang out with, like, these hostages? Why would he be hanging out with hostages? I don't know. But Hassan does a good way of deflecting it and being like, oh, no, this is just funny, silly stuff. You know what I mean? Awesome. Moving on to the next part. Here's more terror core tweets, I like to call them, from our friend Cute Luffy in IRL. There's a couple more for you guys to enjoy. This one is whatever. This one is the ships we bombed and sank. Okay, not him, because he's not a Houthi, but apparently they bombed and sank stuff. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. It's him once again with a assault rifle, looks like an AK-47. So that's the second death threat he's made against Zionists. And of course, as we know that he loves in his song, Son of a Jew, we will kill you. There's a healthy distinction here between Zionists and Jews. And therefore, why should I care at all that Hassan is propping up a dude who's threatening to kill Zionists, who clearly has no healthy distinction between the two? And he continues to blur the lines between people who say Zionists and people who mean like normal-ass people who aren't fucking like genocide committers.
I feel so like too brain cell for saying it, but like, are we really past the point of context mattering? Like, let's teleport back in time to Nazi Germany. Let's pretend like we had TikTok then. If you saw a Jewish person making a TikTok, okay, and their TikTok is full of like, I'll kill all of you Nazi scum, fuck Nazi scum, blah, blah, blah. And then they have one TikTok that says, to all the Germans who oppress us, you will die. Can you imagine taking that one and being like, you clearly hate German people and you are honestly very disgusting. I'm feeling a lot of hatred towards the German people. And I can't believe anyone would ever defend this. It's like, no, you would never do that. What the fuck? What? CNN would label the leaders of the Warsaw Uprising as terrorists. Bro, is all lives mattering a genocide? Hate is hate, guys. I can't believe you leftists would defend this hateful bigotry. It's like, what the fuck? What? So stupid. I just don't know. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And it's also such a waste of his time. Like, he could be using this time as like an effort to, you know what he could do? You want to know what? If he wants people to love Israel so much, how about he brings on Israelis that are against the genocide? How about he brings on Israelis who've tried their best to do what is best for people in that region, for Palestinians and Israelis alike? How about he tries to uplift good voices from cool people in Israel? There are lots of them.
And opening the door to rampant, blatant, open anti-Semitism of the guys using the slur Zionism, which has no fucking meaning, no definition, because it's so broad, it's so nebulous, it means nothing. And it can be employed 1,000 different ways, 1,000 different people, and people use it just as a matter of fact, like everybody knows what it means. People started calling Bernie Sanders and AOC Zionists. I forget why, but they did something that everyone perceived as being pro-Israel or something, and now
they were pro-funding Israel's fucking war machine.
Zionist and you know, it's like, well, I know AOC's not a Zionist.
Dude, it's giving Karen as a slur.
You know what I mean? But according to him, we need to kill her. We need to put her on a spike. We need to put AOC on a spike, kill her.
You know what's so weird? There's so many Jewish people who have no problem with the term Zionist, and they have no problem with saying fuck Zionist scum. And they're around. There's so many of them, and they're around, and they don't seem to be offended by it. I wonder why. I wonder why people like Andre don't constantly talk about the anti-Semitism of using the term Zionist. Sorry, this chatter. How hard is it to admit that Hamas is a terrorist organization? Israel has a right to bomb Hamas. Chatted the one message and then like a fucking pussy left. Dude, it's giving IDF member shooting a child in the back. An unarmed child in the back. That's what it's giving, honestly.
The gun. That's what Hassan thinks is not a problem. Moving on. So I don't know. Is he affiliated with the Houthis? I mean, listen.
Also, sorry. Yeah, legally, they don't even have a right to bomb Hamas, by the way. 90% of the shit that fucking Israel's done in the past few months has been straight up war crime after war crime. You're not allowed to carpet bomb tents filled with civilians because there might be one Hamas terrorist there. This Jewish Holocaust survivor, anti-Zionist, just saying, great interviews with him lately. I mean, there's a lot of people who are children of Holocaust survivors who are very staunchly anti-Zionist. And you know what those people say? They say never again means never again.
At this point, I believe that it's impossible to deny. I do. I think it's impossible to deny that this kid is affiliated, deeply involved with the Houthis. He's on ships. He's blowing up ships. He's hanging out with hostages. He's walking around with guns, combat fatigues. There's enough evidence, all right, to at least be like, hey, you know what? Let's not fucking spike Zionists, okay? But no, his fans, here's what they do. They first call me a liar that the tweet's not real. Then, once the tweet's real, they say he's not a Houthi. So, also you're lying. There's no point to which reality catches up with these people. There's no point in which me presenting facts, disputable facts, will change their mind that whatever they're obsessed with is real and that me, a Zionist, is lying. That's the beginning and that's the end. Maybe, and then I see people. The next part of the argument is this. So you're lying. It's not a real tweet. Okay, it's a real tweet. Well, he's not a Houthi. You're lying about that. Okay, fine. He might be affiliated with Houthis, but Houthis are actually awesome. Seen Hassan say that a lot, and I'll show it to you as I move on. Houthis are awesome. I've even heard people, the likes of Norm Finkelstein, saying that they should be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, the Houthis.
Is anyone else getting like Pepe Sylvia vibes? Well, you can see from this evidence that I've gathered, this teenager, and then he said that, and then he said this. And as you can see here from this clip here that I have, and then if you see here from Norm, also like fighting Norm, a guy who's dedicated his whole life to studying this conflict. Like, man, dude, come on. The hubris, Jesus. I remember this guy being weird on the podcast with Hassan and thinking Hassan was being too forgiving, and well, here we are. Lord almighty, dude. Pull up catalog 509, page 511, section 208, Dan. As you can see here, this tweet had 2 likes on it, and it said, "I don't like Ethan Klein." Very clearly a case of anti-Semitism again. Now, if you see, he did like a post there was a photo of Hassan at one point, as evidenced by pull up section 59. Perfect. Like, dude, you're falling off the deep end. He literally said that he stayed up all night making this. No, no. Awesome sauce. Thank you for the tier 1. Millennial spotted. Dude, he's cooked. It's over for him. I can't believe staying up all night instead of sleeping, instead of doing anything else. Dude, stay up all night playing video games. Fuck, dude. I'd have more respect for you if you did that. At least you'd be doing something that was fun, that was for your joy and happiness. Oh, Jesus. And being a father to his kids, maybe. I'm not going to speculate on, like, how his relationship is with his family or his children or whatever like that. What I am going to say is, how could you have multiple kids and not want to spend...
I don't like when mommy and daddy fight. Why does daddy got to be such a dumbass?
How could you have multiple kids and not want to spend more time with them? Like, I feel like the whole point of having kids is that you get to spend time with these kids that you had, that you chose to have. And, like, experience some of the most important years that you're going to get with them. And instead, you're choosing to do this. This is such a waste of your fucking energy and time. Jesus. What the hell? I don't judge his family, obviously, but imagine you're a kid, wake up in the middle of the night and come to see your parents and your dad is researching this. So this is the argument. He is a bad father. I can tell you're an H3, an Ethan Klein fan, because you're incapable of taking a quote and understanding it. And you're very good at extrapolating stuff that explicitly goes against what I said. You learned it from the best, man. I literally said, I'm not going to speculate on his relationship with his family. I said, I don't understand why you would have kids and not want to spend as much time as you can with them. It's actually what I said, but you keep telling yourself I said something I didn't say. All right? Personally, me, if I chose to have multiple kids, I would try my best to spend as much time with them for my personal joy and satisfaction. You have a whole ass family, and you could spend so much time and have fun and do things that are fun for you, or play video games, or watch TV, or go outside. And instead you're doing this. Instead you're doing this shit. What the hell? No, in general, like I said earlier, I don't speculate on people's like family or their family life. Like the one exception to that rule is like making fun of Dr. Disrespect, but that's because he already explicitly admitted to cheating on his wife and like messaging minors. So I think I'm allowed to speculate on his life. That's like the one exception to the rule. I'm allowed to be like, dude, this guy, there's no way. There's no way. That's crazy. I know his wife hates him. She's gotta, dude. She's gotta. Everyone else, I don't speculate on that because people's personal lives can be very different from the stupid shit they say online. It's giving Glinner not making memories with his family on his birthday so he can spend time on a turf live stream. It's so, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it.
And Hassan very much is a fan of this.
Sorry, the one other exception, speculating on Elon Musk's personal life. But that isn't even speculation because his daughter explicitly said, we fucking hate you. Okay? That's not, I don't speculate on people's personal lives. I don't think it's fair to. I think it's totally plausible he's a great father and he's a great husband to his Zionist wife. Okay? I think it's totally plausible. I think that that's fair to assume. I'm saying I don't understand why you would spend more of your personal time choosing to be unhappy like a fucking loser. That's what I don't get.
Houthis, which I'll show. Let's start with the Houthi flag. Here is their official flag of the Houthi terrorist organization. It says, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, curse the Jews, victory to Islam. This is their flag. This is their pirate flag. What do you call it? There's a name for that.
Wormy.
It's like a catchy name for it. I think someone said. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's their pirate flag. Death. Now again, a Jolly Roger. Thank you guys. Now again, death to Israel, curse the Jews. Not a great distinction between Zionism and Jews. And this is basically...
I love how Allahu Akbar isn't translated. You gotta love it, dude. You gotta love the bias, by the way. It's so good. Everything else was translated, but Allahu Akbar was just not. Even though it just means like God is good. God is great. It's like, God is great doesn't sound scary. Make sure people know it's Allahu Akbar specifically. Wormy, take your finger off the power button. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, okay? Okay, I can play with you. We can end stream soon, okay? It just doesn't have to be this way. All right? No, Wormy. Wormy, please. Be reasonable. Be reasonable, Wormy. Yeah. Mayor Cat, not you too. Don't do it. Okay, he's not doing it. Okay. Just one to worry about. Sorry, but what is like the own here? Like, yes, this flag is bad. Okay. You got them. You got the Houthis. The flag is bad. What do you want? Okay, epically owned.
Flag. So, I mean, this is equal to people who are trying to tell me like Hamas revised their charter in 2016, so therefore they no longer want to kill Jews. It's like, give me a fucking break. You would never run this kind of defense for the obvious dog whistling that you see by terrorist organizations. If it was about any other minority group. You know, they changed their, actually, they didn't change it. They added a new chapter. They didn't even change the original charter. It still stands as it is, unedited. But they added like a new chapter that's like, actually, we don't hate Jews. We just hate Israel. In 2016, when they...
Guys, we don't need any valuable analysis of what has happened prior to Hamas's existence. We don't need to understand anything about settler colonialism for 7 decades. because it's not relevant, because Hamas is evil and they want to be evil for the purpose of being evil and no other purpose. Because Israel never lies. It's just so pathetic. It's just such a pathetic, disingenuous response.
I realized how important the information warfare was happening online, on TikTok, on Twitter. And of course, they were right. We can all see that they've been very successful in that, in spreading that. It's gone all the way up to Hassan, which is now accepted form of discourse that Hamas somehow doesn't hate Jews because they up. Anyway, besides the point, this is the Houthi flag. Thank you. Up next.
And also, by the way, the equivalent here, just so you guys know, just so we're all on the same page here, the reason why this is so fucking stupid is that he defends his wife, and he defends his wife, her conscription, her mandatory service to the state of Israel, which, by the way, it's a crazy number of people that don't do the mandatory service because it's actually surprisingly not as hard to get out of as people claim that it is. It's like 30% or more of the Israeli population avoids the draft, by the way. Also, man, dude, come on. Like, I disagree that you're allowed to just do whatever you want and commit war crimes because you had to do mandatory service and there was nothing you could do about it. Like, oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ, what a crazy argument to make. But moving past that for half a second, we have footage, the ICG case, there's literally footage of multiple advisors and generals and just in general people in positions of power in the state of Israel. I mean, Bibi himself calling like Palestinians the children of darkness and referencing Amalek. And all of the instances of people saying we need to level Gaza, they should have no food or water, that we need to destroy every trace of them, calling them animals. All of this is evidence that currently exists, that is easy to access, and the ICJ is still collecting evidence now, today, okay? So it's crazy that you would bring on your fun little wife, Ela, who served under these people. You still think Ela is okay? Yeah, well, she served under these people who said that Palestinians are animals. Did you think about that? So basically, she said that Palestinians are animals. Do you see the point I'm making? The Houthi flag saying some crazy shit and then equating every single person who considers themselves a Houthi or operates with the Houthis and saying they clearly all agree with every aspect of this flag and of everything that every other Houthi has ever said. It's like, no, dude, what the fuck? By that definition, your wife hates Palestinians and thinks they should all die. You see how that's ridiculous? You see how that's fucking insane to do? Yeah, famously, every single American stands up and respects the flag. Yeah. I'll never understand the point that Palestinians are anti-Semitic, even if they were. Why would that justify genocide in your eyes? Yeah, I mean, it's like saying, sorry. It's exactly like saying, hey, well, I bet slaves really don't like white people. Because white people were slave owners for a very long time. And in the United States, for a very long time, black people were enslaved. So they hate white people. So it means we have to keep them enslaved for forever. It's like, whoa. Don't you think that it would make sense in this context that they would harbor negative feelings against the people who have killed, slaughtered, and abused them for years? For tens of years? It's crazy that you're defending the slaves hating white people. I'm like, what? Do you hear yourself? Oh my God. I've had to remind my Zionist Jewish father that him fearing a genocide by Palestinians is literally why Nazis killed themselves once they lost World War II, LMAO. It's insane. It's just insane. No, thinking about that critically is too hard. Yeah, it's just I just don't understand how you can say that.
Recently, the Houthis were in the news for sentencing 13 to public execution on homosexuality charges. There's a common theme here. In Houthi-controlled Yemen, here they are doing a Heil Hitler. Is there any other explanation for this other than just doing Heil Hitler? Taking an oath of allegiance to the Houthis. I mean, it certainly looks like a Heil Hitler, but okay. Maybe they're just maybe it's just a coincidence that the guy in their flag right here that says curse upon the Jews is doing a Heil Hitler. But at any rate, they're executing gay people publicly. That's not cool. They are taking boats indiscriminately. Another talk about you hear about these terrorists is that they're only targeting Israeli-controlled ships affiliated with Israel. In fact, Houthis are taking boats indiscriminately. They are terrorizing the entire sea there. And once again, a huge number of these ships have nothing to do with Israel. Here's an excerpt from this BBC article. The Houthis initially said they were attacking ships connected with Israel or headed to or from there. However, many of the vessels have no connection with Israel. Major shipping companies have stopped using the Red Sea, through which almost 15% of global seaborne trade usually passes, and are using a much longer route around southern Africa instead. So, once again, people run defense for the Houthis.
Yeah, do they understand what an embargo is? Evidently not.
I'll show you later that they only target Israel ships. It's not true. Not only that, they board these ships, they take hostages, and then, guess what? They disappear. We don't even know where the fuck they are. They kidnap people. None of them Israeli, by the way. And
yeah, it's almost like shutting down that shipping lane is the point, dumbass. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't. They're literally just taking ships to create economic destabilization and force countries to put pressure on the Israeli government. I mean, do you guys remember when that one ship got stuck in the Suez Canal? The Evergreen or whatever, it got fucking stuck sideways. The amount of trade that was totally fucking boned because no one could go through the canal anymore. Was it the Evergrande? Is that right? Ship. Simpler times, dude. It's the Ever Given. The Ever Given. This fucking ship. Look at the yeah. The amount of trade that had to now go all the way around Africa because they can't send the boats through there anymore. It's the same concept. It's to cripple trade there to make their cause more visible because money talks. That wasn't a fever dream. It was real.
Apparently they hang out and have parties with this cute youth Houthi kid. But other than that, we don't know where they are. We don't know what they want. We don't know if they're alive. And it's just a fun game we like to play with the good guys over at the Houthis. Here's a CNN article about them imprisoning shipping crew hostages indefinitely. Let's take a look here just for your enjoyment. Hope is fading for imminent return of the international crew of the cargo ship hijacked by Houthis in November. The senior Filipino diplomat saying he's not expected a release date until the war in Gaza is over. Houthi-owned helicopter.
Okay, now do the IDF.
hijacked the Galaxy cargo ship November 19 in the Red Sea. So yeah, they took these hostages. None of them are Israeli. In fact, I have a rundown of their nationality.
Wait, so like, what's the point of him bringing up this? I guess what? Isn't this evidence that they aren't anti-Semitic and that they're trying to cripple the trade here?
Here, hostages taken from the Galaxy. Yeah, thank
Help
you.
buy
The
his
hostages
social media.
comprise of 17 Filipinos, 2 Bulgarians, 3 Ukrainians, 2 Mexicans, and 1 Romanian. 22 hostages, 0 Israelis, 0 Americans. I mean, even the only European one is Ukrainian. Yeah. And so, what did I say? What? Oh, what did I say? Anyway, what I meant to say, 2 from Bulgaria and 1 from Romania. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So they've taken a ton of hostages, none of them even relevant to this conflict, and they are holding them indefinitely, and nobody knows what's going on with them, if they're alive, if they're dead, if they're being treated well, if they're being mistreated. It's a mystery. They're probably trying to shake down countries, sell back the hostages, or just, I don't know. But that's what's going on with the great guys over at the Houthis, kidnapping.
Is he serious?
Random working class people from random countries. And by the way,
No, dude, he's not dumb enough to look at like pirates trying to stifle trade and say they're doing it because they're obviously just evil. If they were evil, why wouldn't they just kill them? Why would they take them hostage? Does he know what the point of a hostage is? What the fuck? There's no way anyone's this fucking stupid. What the fuck?
may I say that crew is extraordinarily more multinational. I mean, we should be what a global workforce they have there. Oh, excuse me. Here it gets better. The Houthis have been arbitrarily kidnapping aid workers helping in the famine in Yemen. There's a terrible famine happening in Yemen. Terrible, terrible humanitarian crisis. But the Houthis have decided to start arbitrarily kidnapping people who are there to help the humanitarian crisis. They're charity workers. And once again, just like the hostages, they're kind of just disappeared. They don't know where they are, what's happened to them, if they're dead, if they're alive, if they're safe. They just kind of took them, and that's that. This is a press release from the United Nations. Just to read a quote here. The targeting of humanitarians in Yemen, including arbitrary detention, intimidation, mistreatment, and false allegations, must stop. And all those detained must be released immediately, they stressed. Yeah. So they're not, frankly, trying to help the humanitarian crisis happening in their country. And it's tragic. It really is. These are not good people. In fact, they're quite evil, it seems.
So you agree? Please I'm trying to emulate Regina George. So you agree? Targeting aid workers is bad. So you agree Israel targeting aid workers is bad, right? You agree that their attack on the UN peacekeepers was bad then, right? Or their multiple attacks on medical buildings, plazas, vehicles, and staff is bad, right? Oh, it's different when Israel does it. Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't consider that. What the fuck? What? Imagine thinking the Houthis are the good guys in this situation. Infinite brain rot. Imagine thinking what you want to believe is real. Imagine. Me when I say, oh yeah, this is bad. This is bad. All of these things are bad. Yeah. And then being like, you clearly think this is good. Obviously. Obviously you think this is good. Dude, just go play with some fucking dolls, okay? If you're just gonna make shit up, just go write some fan fiction. Go get your action figures and make them kiss. If you're living in your land where whatever you think is happening happens, go. Go take out your little anime figurines and play with them, okay? All right?
So, with all that being said, I feel like I've established that the Houthis are a terrible
Now,
group of people. I'm
kids.
sure there's a million other things I could say about them. But Hassan interviews this kid who is almost certainly affiliated with Houthis and asks him a few hard-hitting questions. Let's take a look at some of them.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
اول شيء بقول لك انه ممكن هذا السؤال يكون شوي اهبل بس بسالك تعرف شو هو ون بيس؟ عمرك سمعت بون بيس؟
شوية أهبل.
اكيد يعني منذ الطفوله وانا اشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
بقول لك حسن انه اللي
So this is a meme. He's saying the Houthi pirates are like Luffy. Luffy, of course, is this irreverent, fun-loving.
I hate that this is an actual counterpoint of Ethan's. Yeah. So Ethan is claiming that the boys are Houthi. Hassan interviews the boy, so he loves the Houthis and is hence anti-Semitic. Yeah. Well, I think the problem is that Ethan Klein can't understand that you can be part of an organization and believe in parts of that organization, but not all of them, and not engage in all of them. But he doesn't seem to have this problem when it comes to the IDF. So Ethan Klein can watch videos of IDF members literally saying, yeah, fuck all the Palestinians. I hope they all fucking die. No, my wife, she's a different type of IDF member. She doesn't do bad things. Yeah, there are members in the IDF that do bad things, but she personally doesn't do them. And she's good and I love her. But the same thing with regard to Houthis or whomever else, it's like he can't comprehend it. He can't comprehend it. Hassan does an interview, talks to this kid. We don't even know anything about them. He said he's not. I don't really care either way. Let's say that he is for Ethan Klein's argument. Did he personally do these bad things? Did he personally engage in obtaining these hostages? Did he kill civilians? Okay, so what is the problem? I don't understand. What? I don't understand. The only Evan, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you.
Happy, lovable character who just wants to experience freedom on the high seas. And it appeals to youth, appeals to young people. And Hassan is working overtime to convince people that this child, who is a terrorist, not child, he's like 20. This kid who's a terrorist is just like Luffy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've only seen halfway through One Piece. I don't know. But I don't remember Luffy flying this Jolly Roger. Death to America, death to Israel, curse to the Jews. That was not on his Jolly Roger. But once again, there's time for it to change. Apparently, there's a big tone change in the second half. You know what?
He's not trying to justify the IDF. At the start of this podcast episode, he just disavowed what the IDF are doing. Well, why is he so friendly with Hila on his show? Why does he ask her friendly questions and spend time with her in a friendly manner when she literally served for the IDF and helped Israel engage in war crimes against Palestinians? Because it's his wife? Why is he married to someone who's... Would it be okay for Hassan to bring on that Houthi terrorist if they were married? Then it would be okay, right? What? What? It's insane. It's so crazy. It's just crazy. You can't be friendly with someone who has served in the IDF being an organization that has committed numerous war crimes at this point, and then point at Hassan and be like, Hassan's a piece of shit because he was friendly with this Houthi terrorist. And we all know there are a bunch of Houthi terrorists that have committed bad things. Well, it's different when I talk to Hila because she's my wife. So yeah, she did serve for this country that commits war crimes. But she's my wife, so it's okay that she was serving for a country that commits war crimes. Like, what? This is crazy. That's insane.
Thank you for just being here.
But I mean, like, what am I expecting for someone who stayed up all night, fucking Pepe Sylvia style, trying to put together this, like, very weird hit piece? She literally volunteered to go on a raid because she was bored. She was excited to go to terrorist city Ramallah. Like, come on, man. Come on. We know Hila's been on an IDF raid. We don't know if the Houthi guy has or hasn't. Yeah. I mean, we don't know anything about what he's personally done except for the shit that he's talked about. And he's not, like, posting any of that shit, right? Like, he's just saying, look at this flag. Okay, well, every time you show me a picture of Hila, I'll be like, you know, Hila served in the IDF. Did you see this section? Did you see this military general that said we need to we need to kill all the children of darkness and that they are animals? Yeah. They're basically in support of the same thing. Like, what? No, dude. No. We also don't have any evidence to dictate that he has other than Ethan's gut feeling. Yeah, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why this. What is Ethan's rant? The Houthis are bad. The Houthis are bad because they have this flag, and this kid who said he's not a Houthi was interviewed by Hassan, and Hassan was being friendly with him. Get in, loser. We're going ethnic cleansing. Yeah, it's insane. It's just so crazy. You forgot to say terrorists a bunch, though? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. Also, the interview was over 8 months ago. Yeah. Yeah. He also made a huge logic jump when he said that anyone with a gun in Yemen is a Houthi because they're expensive. Meanwhile, AKs cost like literally $25. Yeah. Yeah. It's just really stupid. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, if you think Hassan is being irresponsible with his platform by bringing on the guy that he brought on, I think you have to prove that that guy did something, that guy personally did some shit that was inexcusable. I don't think you get to point to the organization that he said he doesn't belong to the terrorist group that he said he doesn't belong to, and be like, well, clearly this is a bad person. Meanwhile, you're married to someone who's part of the fucking largest war crime machine. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. And it's just very disingenuous. And it's just like, you're just mad about nothing. Also, all these resources are being wasted on being chronically online. Like, interview Finkelstein yourself, or Jewish Voices for Peace, or dare I say Palestinians. Yeah. Hila should have to answer for anything and everything Netanyahu has said. Well, I mean, that's essentially what he's saying with that random kid that he's pulling up, right? Is she proud of that? Hila? I mean, yeah. She denies that Israel has committed war crimes, right? She's pretty openly pro-Israel. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, guys. Anyways, all right. Okay. I think if I watch any more for today, I'm going to get brain rotted to the point where I will never be able to recover. Okay. So I do need to get off. Not that way. I do need to get off and fucking detoxify my brain. If I'm feeling up for it, maybe we'll watch the second half of this fucking podcast tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided. But maybe we'll do it. But thank you everybody for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. And make sure to stay hydrated and tell your homies you love them. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow, everybody. Bye.